Hey, it's us, the investors from CollegeInvestr. Welcome to the fourth part of our 7-part financial success series.
Today we're going to be talking about why young adults should be investing.
So let's get down to business.
Hi there. We're talking about why young adults should be investing early in their lives. And so, Aaron, could you give us some kind of idea of what we should be thinking about before we actually get to the meat and potatoes?
Yeah, definitely. So first and foremost, David and I are both huge proponents of investing while you're young.
Absolutely.
However, we're aware that not everyone is always going to be in the position to be putting large amounts of cash into the stock market, especially during college.
Exactly. Some of us, we just don't have the funds to actually invest.
And things can change. One day you may have the funds, or 1 month, maybe another month you don't.
Exactly.
And that's perfectly
Things
fine.
change. College is all about change and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
But you definitely want to make sure that you're still paying on student loans, if not, trying to pay them off completely. Keeping credit card debt to an absolute minimum. If you are using credit cards, make sure you're paying them off every month, because paying interest is just throwing money down the drain. Establish savings habits and a savings account. That way you're trying to set yourself up to be as financially successful as possible from the get-go. And while you're doing that with a little bit of money, what you're doing is you're training yourself to do it with a lot of money in the future.
Right. So our goal mainly when we get you out of, we get you through graduation is to have as little student loan debt and as little credit card debt as possible, and also have you with some kind of emergency rainy day fund, and also start you on investing. So our goal is no debt, or as little debt as possible, savings account, and an investment, some kind of a start in the investing world.
So you're in a great place financially, and you've got the skills to move forward.
You've got that stepping stone to get into a real job and also start really making an impact on your life.
So next, let's talk about the crazy thing that is compound interest.
So compound interest is an extremely simple topic, but it's hard to explain. It's basically earning interest on the interest that you earn. And to explain it, it's kind of like this. So you take $1,000. For instance, we take the $1,000 that we made or we saved up from the last video. We put that into a mutual fund in the market, or an index fund in the market. And basically, that index fund is going to make about 7% annual return. So every year we'll make about 7%. That's like we talked about earlier. When we talk about annual returns, these are long-term investments. So
meaning about 10 years plus.
10 years or more long-term investments. So the 7% interest is going to be every single year. So we take that $1,000, we earn 7% interest on it on the first year. So 7% of $1,000 is $70. So you just made $70 by just having your money in the market. So it's free money.
Cool.
Yeah, not essentially free money, but I mean, the interest that you earned on that is about 7%. That's an annual average return.
And then you leave that money in there again for another year.
Yeah.
And it brings you another. This time, what is
it's
it?
$75, $74.90, something like that. So you have a total in 2 years. You make basically $144, $145 by literally just sitting on your butt.
Okay, so that's free money. That's pretty cool. But what happens if you extrapolate that over something like 40 years?
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about.
So you're getting into like retirement time by the time you withdraw this money.
So let's say you start saving, or you start investing at age 20, 25 or so. You have about 40, 45 years to actually invest that money and get some actual compound interest, built up and make some money. What we've found is that with a 7% annual return, average annual return, you can take $1,000 and turn it into almost $15,000. It's $14,974. Which this is literally just money that you just put in the market. You don't touch it. You just put it into an index fund and just leave it there. So this money is making money for you while you're sleeping. Like, you're not doing anything. It's just making money for you.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. So
and that's all off that original $1,000.
The original $1,000. So $1,000 turns into $15,000. All you have to do is just wait, sit on your butt. That's about it. And so this can also be scaled up into larger and larger.
Yeah. What happens if you put more money in?
So we did
take
another
like $10,000 over a couple of years. After 40 years. What does that turn into?
So the factor that we're looking at right now is about 15 times. So if you put $10,000 in the market, in 40 years, approximately you'll have about $150,000 with a 7% annual return. And so literally, you're just sitting on your butt and you're making money.
This is how fortunes are made.
This is how compound interest works. Yeah,
is one of the greatest wealth building tools that we have available to us.
I think it was Albert Einstein who said there was the strongest force in the universe is compound interest, and this is how a lot of millionaires and billionaires make their money. It's just compound interest. Your investments make interest, and their interest makes interest. So that's essentially how it works, and that's why compound interest is such an important factor for young adults, because it builds so much wealth so quickly.
With that said, let's talk a little bit about why it is important to invest while you're young. We've got the time on our side now to take advantage of compound interest. That's the absolute biggest thing. We still have the ability to put money in the bank and put money in an investment account and wait for it over 40 years to see exactly how far it goes, how far it can take us, and we can contribute that whole time. And that's where you really start to make a lot of money. If you put $1,000 in and make $15,000, that's a lot of money. But if you're slowly putting in money and it happens to be $20,000 over a couple of year period, over maybe a 10, 20 year period, by the time all the compound interest is added up,
we're talking millions. Yeah, we're talking big money.
It's crazy. We can also be a little bit riskier because we're so young. Say you've got a friend who's big into stocks and he gives you this hot tip, and you put all or most of your eggs into the basket of like betting on that stock, buying a bunch of it, and it just doesn't pan out. If you're 25, maybe 30, you can still recover. You still got time. That's why, being young, we're able to take bigger risks. Whereas if you were to do the same thing at 40 or 50, you just don't have time.
You just don't have the time. You don't have the time to use that
much
compound
harder to
interest.
recover. You may not be able to count on the powers of compound interest
and the market working in your favor.
retirement.
Yeah, for sure. And just to kind of give you an idea, as people get older, they want to take less and less risk. So people, when they get towards retirement, that 65-year-old, age, people are taking money out of the stock market, actually putting in bonds, and also keeping it in cash because they don't want to lose their retirement right before they retire, or they don't have anything. So definitely.
And as you get older, your risk averseness may go down.
It goes down significantly. So being young is good because we can take more risk, we have more time.
Right, and additionally, we've got, being young, we've still got the ability to. Some of us may be fortunate enough to still have our parents helping us out with things. We've got less bills. In general, really less responsibilities. And once you start having kids, from what I understand, your spending, saving, and investing abilities really, really get clenched.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Because you have to feed people and you have to have, keep a roof over your head. So it's not. It's just a lot harder to save and a lot harder to take other financial priorities.
So if you follow our budgeting advice that we've talked about and our savings advice, it's really possible, even if you're young and broke, to find some money to just put into a simple mutual funds account and watch it grow.
So one thing we want to talk about, if you guys really want to get involved with investing, our biggest suggestion is the app and the website called Acorns.
It's something we both use. It's popular. We don't get paid by them or anything, but it's a really simple and easy way to get into investing, and it's accessible. You can pretty easily throw $10 or even $100 in and just watch it fluctuate with the market, watch it slowly go up over time, and see how it reacts.
I personally have mine set up so that it withdraws a certain amount out of my checking account every single week, just so I can slowly grow my fund over time. And it's just a really easy way to get involved in the stock market without having to be super experienced, without having to do all this research and what kind of stocks you want. It's very simple, very easy to use, and the website will have a link below, but it's extremely easy. And that would be my first suggestion. If someone wanted to get involved in investing, Acorns would be the first way to do it. So I think that basically wraps up why young adults should be investing. We have another video coming out next week called A Basic Guide to the Stock Market, and we're going to just be talking about some very basic stuff on how the stock market works and what it is comprised of and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're interested in any of the topics that we talked about today, we have a lot of budgeting advice on the website, and we also have some money management posts that are also on there as well. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below.
And be sure to check us out on social media. We're CollegeInvestr on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter.
Also, check out our website, CollegeInvestr.com. ColleGinvestr.com. There's no O in investor. We appreciate you, and links will be below. Thanks.
Thanks.